If you're a sports fan, you've probably heard recently that star pitcher Jacob DeGrom injured his elbow and is going to need surgery that will keep him out for all of this year and most of next year. What you may not have known is that his team, the Texas Rangers, could have saved themselves millions of dollars if they had taken out a disability insurance on Jacob DeGrom's right elbow. My name is Dennis Ryan. I'm a personal injury attorney in New York, and on this video, I'm going to discuss disability insurance and how it affects athletes and their teams and how it can help them save millions of dollars. Now, many people are familiar with the term of insurance and disability insurance and how it affects people on a day-to-day basis. But what many people don't know is this also applies to some of our favorite star athletes when they become injured. Now, as many of you know, sports are a high-risk activity, and many people can suffer serious injuries when they're participating. And in a lot of these cases, many of the teams will take out insurance on their athletes. So if they're injured, they can recoup some of that money, so they're not left on the hook for the entire contract. Now, one notable example of this is the case of Jacob DeGrom. Now, Jacob DeGrom was a star pitcher who had made multiple All-Star appearances. At the end of last year, Jacob DeGrom's contract was up, so he became a free agent. Now, at the end of last year, even though he was one of the best pitchers in baseball, Jacob DeGrom only had a handful of teams that were pursuing him to sign him as a free agent. And the reason for that was his injury history. At the end of last season, Jacob DeGrom signed with the Texas Rangers. And in the beginning of this year, he started out and was his usual dominant self. He had a 2-0 record and had posted a 2.67 ERA in only 6 starts. When the predictable happened, he suffered an elbow injury, which will keep him out for this year and part of next year. Now, what surprised many people was that the Texas Rangers did not take out disability insurance on Jacob DeGrom's right arm. Now, what this means is the Texas Rangers are on the hook for his entire salary and will not be able to get any money back through an insurance company. This very injury was the type of thing that scared off many people for pursuing Jacob DeGrom in free agency. Now, the main concern for the Texas Rangers is that because they did not have insurance on Jacob's right elbow, that the Texas Rangers will be on the hook for the entire $185 million contract that he signed with them. Now, this is something that may sound familiar because Jacob DeGrom is not the first notable pitcher that has had this issue. Back in 2019, Stephen Strasburg re-signed with the Washington Nationals for 7 years and $245 million. The Nationals looked into taking out insurance on Stephen Strasburg, but because the premiums would have been extremely high, they decided not to. Now, unfortunately for the Nationals, Stephen Strasburg has suffered significant recurrences of those injuries, and he hasn't pitched in a game since June 9 of 2022. This means that the Nationals may be on the hook for the remainder of that contract without getting any money back from insurance. Now, what can we learn from this? Well, even though most of us are not going to be professional athletes, the main takeaway is that it's important to have the right amount of insurance to protect you in case something goes wrong. As I've spoken about on this channel in the past, there's something called SUM insurance that will protect you and your loved ones if they're involved in a car accident. So it's important that when you make a decision, you prepare ahead of time so you have the right amount of insurance coverage to protect you. Now, at the end of the day, a lot of people get scared off by the amount of a short-term premium, but because of that, they end up sacrificing long-term protection. What we've learned is that it's important when purchasing insurance to make sure you look through all the factors and prepare for that rainy day. Now, in the case of these two famous pitchers, their teams ended up costing themselves millions of dollars because they thought too much about the short-term loss and not about the long-term security that purchasing the right amount of insurance would have gotten for them. So now if you or someone you know is unsure if you have the right amount of insurance or have been injured and want to know what type of insurance is available to you to recover, make sure to give us a call and we'll go over all of your rights with you. And if you like the information that you got on this video, make sure to subscribe so that you get all the information on future videos that are posted to this channel. I'm Dennis Ryan, and I'll see you on the next video.